Welcome back to Pokémon Blue Nuzlocke. We are currently training up Bismarck to be a higher level. Or just training levels in general. Hopefully this will be the episode where we get our revenge on the nasty Team Rocket trainer that kicked our ass and killed us in our previous run. Okay. Thankfully we're severely overleveled with Adamantoise, so we can basically just make our way through Mount Moon while leveling. I think we have an escape rope in one of these boxes as well, in case things were to get too sticky. So, someone asked on the last episode I did of this, they asked if I took part in Twitch Plays Pokémon, and if so, for how long and when I started. And yeah, I did. I did take part in Twitch Plays Pokémon. I followed the entire first game. I joined in when we were still in Pallet Town. I remember trying to get out of the room of... I don't remember the name of our character, actually. Kind of wish I did. I know the second game we had AJ, which was the short form of like this really long, just gibberish name. But yeah, Twitch Plays Pokemon was a lot of fun. And I followed it throughout the entire first game and about halfway through maybe of the second generation. Then I kind of stopped. I think that's still going on, isn't it? Which is pretty cool. But yeah, it was a neat little thing. If you don't know what it was, basically, it was a emulator running Pokemon Red, I think, and it took all the controller inputs from a Twitch chat. So you would write up, down, left, right, B, A, start, or select. But they also introduced a thing called the Anarchy versus Democracy mode, which during Anarchy, just every input picked would be the one picked. And so you would just have like every single input made by the Twitch chat would count as an input. And during Democracy, you would vote on the next input, and it would take an input every 5 seconds, I think. So you could actually like slowly plan out your movement. But whether or not you were in Democracy or Anarchy mode was decided based on basically how often someone wrote Anarchy or Democracy in the chat. So you had this constant battle between Anarchy mode and Democracy mode. They changed it up for later games and how it worked, but that was the original Anarchy versus the Democracy mode. And it was a lot of fun. I was an anarchist. I believed in the Helix fossil, our savior. But yeah, I remember we spent like 30 hours or something trying to get into Giovanni's gym, and I took part in a lot of that. I think I still have a screenshot somewhere of my input being on screen, because I wanted that for, memory's sake. If I have it on the computer, I can actually throw it up now. Okay, yeah. So if I did, then it went up there. If not, then that was an awkward pause. But it was funny because we were in Anarchy mode, and we just constantly jump over the ledge, because it's really hard to navigate one square footing, and you can't go down once, because then you fuck up. And as such, the Democracy people wanted to invoke Democracy so we could get in. And they fought for this. They fought for a long time, and we finally entered Democracy mode. And here's the problem with Democracy mode. There's a delay on the chat and the stream. So you might think, while you might think you're giving input for one thing, you're giving input for the thing, a couple of seconds later. As such, even with Democracy mode, they were giving down presses when they were supposed to give left presses. And as such, democracy failed even more spectacularly than anarchy for a while, because anarchy at least got like one step left now and then. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I actually have a shirt somewhere where I made my own drawing of the Helix fossil, and I wrote "Praise Helix" beneath it. And yeah, just to be clear, I'm getting the Helix fossil. Like, it's weird actually. I like Kabuto more than Omanite, but shit. But like, I gotta go with the Helix. It's my Pokemon belief now. I'll go with the other one. I can't remember the name of the other one. It's Helix and... Fuck, what's the other one called? Well, the one that's Kabuto, at least. I'll go with that one on my 3DS, probably. When I get my new 3DS, which... Don't know when I'll get it, to be honest. It's... money is tight, and... I'm still kind of upset with Nintendo about their Super Nintendo rules, and I know why Super Nintendo isn't on the old 3DS. It's not that they couldn't get it working, it's that they couldn't get it perfectly accurate. And you know what? Fine. I mean, you seemingly didn't care about that previously, because you put out... Like, you made a big deal about gifting the GBA games that didn't work accurately to all the what did they call us? Ambassador people? But still, like, fine, I get it. But still, the 2DS don't even play them, and the 2DS was a re-release, so like, for some people, they're gonna have to buy the re-release after the re-release that they bought, and I just find that just terrible. Like, because there's no way they weren't already planning the new 3DS at the time of the 2DS release, so they really should have just made a 2DS capable of the new 3DS stuff. Especially since it doesn't use the 3D aspect, like... There's really no reason to. And I really wanted the 2DS, because it had this cool see-through Pokémon Blue version, but... I don't want a 2DS that can't play the Super Nintendo games, because... Let's be honest, there's a lot of good Super Nintendo games that would be fun to play on a handheld. And yeah, I could just play them on my PSP that I don't have at the moment, but I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to like go illegal emulator over the official release. I don't know. Nintendo are a very particular group. They're in some regards they are far superior with their market than, say, Microsoft, Sony, and then in some other ways they're just absolutely terrible at what they do. Like, imagine if when the PSP Go released, instead of just being able to play digital games, it would have like games that only the PSP Go could play. That would have been terrible as well. So I don't know. It just bugs me. Because Nintendo are the only ones that do that, I think. Like, I'm pretty sure the PS1 re-release and the PS2 release and PS3 re-release didn't do anything like that, and neither the Vita and PSP, as far as I know. Nintendo are the only ones who constantly, like, will lock things out, and they do this constantly, too. Like, the new 3DS is not an outlier. And the DSi is... Like, the DSi, yeah, it has had the online games, and of course, if the DS doesn't have that, that's fine. But there were, like, one or two DSi-only physical releases as well, and it's like... It's just so annoying. Because you don't know how long it will last, either. And I realize this is turning into a really long rant, but I'm just gonna get to the end of it. Like, you don't know how long they will last, because, like... Yeah, okay, the 3DS is, like, what, 4 years old now? Which means it's reaching the end of its generation, likely. Like, for all we know, the NX, there might be a handheld component for the NX, or it might even be a handle. We don't actually know for certain yet, as far as I know. And we don't know when the 3DS replacement is going to happen. Is new 3DS a replacement? Maybe, we don't know. And that bugs me, because I don't want to buy something only to find out that, oh, now I gotta buy the other thing just immediately afterwards. And if Nintendo didn't do this all the time, I would be a bit more okay with shedding out the money for something they do. I mean, at least they don't do it with the consoles, I suppose. Like, I don't think any of the re-releases of their console, which I think was only Wii and... I think it was only the Wii that got a re-release, actually. And I mean, all of those didn't. They didn't have, like, new functionalities or anything like that, so... That's fine. But, yeah. It just bugs me. I'm very, like... pro-consumer friendly, partially because I'm a consumer, of course, but I've worked retail, I've worked at a game store, and this, not only does this shit get confusing, even, like, maybe not for me, who can, like, look this stuff up and works with it and will know the stuff, but, like the stereotype of the confused parent, or even just a confused, like, late teenager, young adult, is accurate, because this stuff is hard to keep track of, because it changes all the time. What's the new thing? What's the thing worth getting? Can this play this? Can that play that? Like, yeah, I don't know. They did it with the GBA as well. Like, they had, there wasn't really, it flopped, just like the DSi exclusive games, it flopped, but they did have, like, something that only the SP could play, I believe. I don't think the Micro had anything special to it. And of course, in many ways, the Game Boy Color was like a half step in the generation. I guess the Game Boy Color is pretty much like the new 3DS, except the Game Boy Color had like so many new games and such a clear way to show its new functionality that it was basically like getting a new console anyway. Like the new 3DS, yeah, its hardware is more capable than the 3DS, but it still looks like a 3DS. The games still look like mostly like 3DS games. It plays 3DS games. How many new 3DS games are there? Like, there are 2, I think. There's Xenoblade Chronicles 3D, and there's Ace Combat Assault Horizon Legacy version 2 or something. There might be more, but those are the only ones I know of. Like, when you think Game Boy Color games, you can think of plenty more. I mean, for starters, Pokemon Gold and Silver, Pokemon Yellow. Even the fact that they added color support to Blue and Red, like, the Game Boy Color added stuff to the old games even. That was pretty cool. Do the 3DS do that? Like, if I play Metal Gear Solid 3 on the new 3DS, does that fix the frame rate issues? Does it? Maybe? I don't know. I haven't heard anyone talking about it. I know it cuts down the loading times on Smash Brothers, but like, that's all I've heard in terms of fixing existing games, and we're running low on health here. Yeah, I know it's super effective. But we just need a crit and Oddish is dead. Come on. Shit. Well, it's dead now anyway. But yeah, I'm probably gonna get a new 3DS this summer. Because at that point we will know what the NX will be. We will, just in general, just know more on what Nintendo's planning to do. Because, I mean, the latest Nintendo Direct was about spring and early summer, so didn't really tell us that much. But with E3 coming around the corner, things should be a bit more cleared up. So maybe that will be maybe the 3DS, the new 3DS, will seem a bit more appetizing to me than just getting the console for having the console and being able to play Super Nintendo games. And Xenoblade Chronicles 3D, to be honest, because I would like to replay that on a handheld. I'm normally not much of a handheld player, but Xenoblade Chronicles, like way back when that was only on Wii, I was constantly saying how much I wanted that, either on the Wii U or the 3DS, so I could play it, like just laying in bed and grinding along on a screen. Because it's just such a nice game to just like lazily cruise around it and stuff. I mean, honestly, I still want the Wii U version of that, just because, let's be honest, the game isn't very pretty. The art direction is great, and the like world design is great, but like the actual oh shit. Oh good. The actual like technical graphics of Xenoblade Chronicles is not very good. It's yeah. It's very it looks very pixelated too. Like I played it on the Wii U. I played it on the Wii as well. I played it on the Wii U, and I just remember it feeling very just strange. And oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Will we do okay here? I don't know. How close are we to leveling up Adamantoise to 20? 'Cause I feel that would be a good number. Oh shit, 392, really? It's like, will this trainer also have Eradicate? Like, I don't know. I feel like I had a point with what I was talking about with Nintendo to like get back to something. I'm not sure what it was now. Might be related to Twitch Plays Pokémon. I don't remember. But yeah, that was a very fun thing to take part of. I also liked Twitch Plays Dark Souls, which started out like around the time I started playing Dark Souls. And it was just fun seeing them actually make progress in that. Because the way Twitch Plays Dark Souls worked was, first it was just like Pokemon, that it had this whole every input counts, and that they couldn't get out of the first room. But then they did this really cool thing where the game would pause. The game was modded, so it would pause like every 3 seconds, I think, or something like that. Maybe even every second or something like that. But every 3 seconds it would pause, and the next input would be voted on, and it was paused for like quite a bit. But this meant that you could like see, like, do we need to dodge? Can we attack? Like, do we need to block? Like, all these sort of things, and it became this really interesting kind of like tactical RPG in a way. Like, it was really cool. I don't know if they're still doing that or not, but that was cool. That was probably the best like Twitch Plays, etc. Ripoff that came out of Twitch Plays Pokemon. Because when Twitch Plays Pokemon happened, like, there were countless attempts to do the same thing. Like, they had Twitch Plays Zelda, which actually was alright for a bit. I think there was like a Twitch Plays Final Fantasy. Oh wow, Diablo's little sprite there is adorable. But none really got big as Pokemon did. Because, it was the first one. There was also a fish Plays Pokemon. I think it was Pokemon. Was it Zelda? I can't remember now. But it was basically, it was a goldfish, and the person had mapped like a motion tracker on a camera. So depending on where the fish was, that button input would be counted. And it was strangely, like, just engaging to keep watching that fish try and play. I think it was Pokemon. But I'm not entirely sure, actually. But I think it was Pokemon. Alright, Clefairy. And yeah, we're gonna escape rope out of here and heal before we take on anyone. If that wasn't clear. Probably gonna do it after Diablos hits 10 actually, because at that point I'm just gonna switch to Adamantoise and one hit kill everything. Which reminds me, we should actually go over here and see what else is down here. I'm quite tired today. I think I slept too much today. Which is normally the opposite of why I'm tired, but that's how being tired works. If you sleep too little, you're tired. If you sleep too much, you're tired. And getting the perfect amount of sleep is really tricky. At least I think so. But then again, I've had like a medical case of insomnia for most of my life, so sleeping has never been easy. Really? You missed? We gotta put a potion in. Adamantoise. There we go. Oh shit! Hello! Oh yeah, youngster. Okay, so I got an answer regarding the last question, because I asked why I was wondering why they called the girls lass of all things to call them. Like, you'd think they would just go with female trainer or something, like rather than such an odd selection of like of words. And it turns out that lass in Japan is called miniskirt, and lass is the female version of a youngster, who I think, and this is speculation on my part, but I think they're called shorts, which is why one is talking about shorts. So you basically have shorts and miniskirt, and I guess they didn't want to localize them as that, so they went with youngster for the dude, because of course gender neutral means that it's gotta be a dude. And there we go, level 20, yay! And I don't know why they decided to go with lass of all things for the girl, but that became the word they went with for the girl. I think that was in the same comment as the one asking me about the Twitch plays Pokémon, so thanks for that comment. I just couldn't remember who it was who wrote it. One more level. Okay. Oh shit. No! Ah, god damn it. Just hit once. Didn't do more damage? Huh, okay. We're just wasting potions here. Or bleeding potions, rather, not really wasted, because I mean they're keeping us alive. If we lose our Adamantoise, I'm not sure how we would defeat anyone. So, oh, that's a trainer, right? That's the Moonstone, I think. Because we had the Moonstone in our inventory last time, I think, so we must have gotten it somewhere. Alright, no people left that bubble. Yes, good. Alright, we can escape the dungeon. Yes, Moonstone! Perfect. So first we're gonna switch these out. And then we're gonna use an escape rope. Which I don't think I've ever used an escape rope before, actually. I would normally, since I never played a Nuzlocke before, so normally I would just play until my team got beat. And that's the only way you sent me back to a Poke Center. So yeah. Well, that's good. So on the next episode, we're gonna kick that Eradicate's ass, I hope.